London, Lawa, I feel alright. Hey. London, Lawa, you feel alright. KOIKIMEDIA. We are out and about again, as we do all the time, where we bring the word. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà, ẹ máa ká lẹ́ńbẹ̀ o. Ṣé dáadáa mo bá, ṣé dáadáa lẹ́wà. As we continue with our late night conversation, let's kickstart and talk about what is happening again tonight. It is Yoruba Nation, no going back. Yoruba Nation for life. A very good evening and welcome to the late night broadcast. As we say all the time, it can only be on KOIKIMEDIA. Tó bá ti sí lórí KOIKIMEDIA, tó bá ti wò lórí Koiki, then you don't know what is going on. You're probably missing. Or bá ti wò lórí KOIKIMEDIA, then there will be no problem. As we say all the time, nobody can stop the mission and the vision of Yoruba Nation. As we move around all the time, we bring it closer to home, where we say to our people, do not give up. One day, we will also have the same opportunity where you will be able to have a full-time job, and likewise you will be able to have the same opportunity. This is KOIKIMEDIA. Shout out to all the KOIKIMEDIA team at the back end, all the way in different parts of the world. My name is Olayomi Koiki, a journalist, a freelance, an activist, and one that needs a better opportunity for the Yoruba people just as we say, according to the time, but like I always say, there's always a lot to show you. There's always a lot to talk about, and we can never get tired of night. It's always called the nightlife. The nightlife is one of the most beautiful and the most important, where people from different parts of the world converge into London for different purposes and different reasons. And when we talk about property business is another important one. Or the corrupt politician steals money and wants to buy property in the suburb area. The postcode here is about Echo Charlie 1 Victor. And let me give you the price of what it takes if you want to rent a property or you want to buy one in this particular part of the world. So if you look at the top there, it says on the 9th floor is a 1-bedroom apartment, is furnished to the high standard, it's got a smart, fully fitted kitchen. Them are costing £650 a week. Multiply that by 4 weeks and you know how much you're going to be paying. Some people are paying that. Another one is there, is got a swimming pool, a concierge, a gym, closed door, 2-bedroom, £875 per week. It's called the Hampton Tower, London E14. We look at the bottom, it's called the Sienna House, 250 City Road, Echo Charlie 1 Victor. Completion at the Q4 2023 is going to cost you £862,000 to lease. At the bottom is called the Nelson Walk. It's a 2-bedroom, spacious apartment with an allocated parking included. The asking price is £535,000 a year. And when you come this side, you also realize that this one is called a private balcony, 1 double-bedroom, brand new apartment. Is going to cost you £420,000 a year. When you move further up, is a large 1-bedroom flat, 612 square meter, open plan kitchen and a living room. It's got plenty of storage, and this one is going to cost you £550,000 a year. Asking price, hybrid New Park N5. Gbogbo bí táwọn politician fi wá ralé sí ní tó bá ti jí owó ní Nàìjíríà, owó crude oil. Mo kí dáadáa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà. Mo kí ìyàwó Fọláṣadé Johnson. Any good afternoon, Mr. Koiki. Well done. No going back in the 2nd of May 2023. The next one is £425 per week. Is just only fully furnished, finished to high standard, close to the underground balcony. So gbogbo àwọn ilé ìrísìn làwọn olóṣèlú fi wá ralé. You can see, and they have a lot of fixers. Àwọn tó máa bá wọn tó gbogbo ẹ̀. Just bí Ṣèyí Tinubu ṣe wá ra ilé sí London, $11 million. That's about almost close to £10 million. Lóòótọ́ àwọn kan ní owó yẹn, but tó bá ti di pé ẹ̀ ń jí owó ìlú tẹ́ fi ń tọ́jú ara yín, it has become crime against humanity. We want the same lifestyle for our people, but our people cannot get the same lifestyle because Nigeria has failed everybody for the last 63 years. As I always say to our people, it is either you get the message now that what is called Nigeria is just a company where they take out our resources and then use those resources to fix somebody else, country. And they end up managing Nigeria on our behalf. Awale kama manage Nigeria, but right now, Oyinbo ló ń bá wa manage. And today, in 2023, we now have so many Nigerians that believe that going into politics is the only way they can survive. Politics is to serve the people, But that doesn't happen in Nigeria. Politics is not serving our people, and that is why our people have been living in abject poverty for the last 63 years. How can you say pé ìlú tó ní epo tó pọ̀, and then the people are suffering for the negligence of government failure, government from not planning? Níjọ́ wo la fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí plan ayé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà? When do you want to start planning? Is it after another 63 years that you're going to start planning? Are you waiting for miracle? Miracle won't solve our problem. Human beings solve problems, but a lot of Nigerians have relied on miracles to come and solve their problems. And that is not going to happen. You know why? Because the northern part of Nigeria is not interested in developing Nigeria. And that is why today, the northern part of Nigeria is dragging us backwards. And that is why we have not been able to move from providing the basic amenities and the basic needs of life to our people. And we are saying Nigeria was not put together for the purpose of those called Nigerians. We are the indigenous people. And the indigenous people are now asking for their rights. What belongs to them? The indigenous people are saying they've had enough of this fake union that is no longer working for any one of us. But we still have millions of Nigerians that are saying that they want a new Nigeria. And the question is, how do we achieve a new Nigeria with the way Nigeria has been set up, where the northern part of Nigeria dominates the Senate and the House? It is not balanced. There is already subjugation. There is a lot of Nigerians that needs to understand that the name Nigeria can no longer sustain each and every part of Nigeria. It does not matter how your feelings for Nigeria. It does not matter whether some people are doing very well outside the shore of Nigeria. These are indigenous people, and these indigenous people are the ones doing very well, but because they have been called Nigeria, whether by birth or by marriage or whatever, and that is why today we have called them Nigerians. So until all these issues are sorted out, then there will be more chaos, there will be more problem, there will be more crisis ahead. Once again, this is KOIKIMEDIA live, all the way from London, where we continue to project and tell our people that even if Nigeria was not meant to be the standard of United Kingdom, at least we should have been given what we called dignity. But today, Nigerians have not been given dignity. Nigerians have been kept backwards. Nigerians are not lazy people, but you have a society that have not respected your human rights. And that is why I am saying again, it is best bet for us to say enough is enough. I remember this building was never there because this is one of my very big roots. But look at it now. It doesn't take long, but in Nigeria, standards have not been set because of the corruption level. All these buildings were not there some 20 years ago. I remember all these places were just open plan. But today, after 24 years in UK, sometimes if you're not careful, you might end up that changes have happened. All these were not there some 24 years ago. So why are you now telling me that we cannot build houses, places like these in Oshogbo, in Osun State, in Ikorodu, in Maiduguri, in Calabar, in Port Harcourt, in Enugu, in Katsina, in Jigawa, in Gombe, in FCT? Why can't we build such places like these? Because all these places, I remember I used to have a friend that works in the pub. This is still a pub. But behind the pub, these were not there. This building is still less than 10 years old. And when we say to our people, it's not about the leadership, it's about the craziness that kept us together, that has dragged us together, where there is no unity and there is no way of life, because the northern part of Nigeria is dragging everybody. And today, when we say to our people, let everybody go their separate ways, some people say, no, we can't do that. You can't do that in 2023. But we've seen countries break away where they now have their own resources. And we would then have to turn things around. Actually, we'll turn things around. All the policies that we have with different countries, we will renegotiate it. Whether it's a country, whether it is those that have access to our natural resources, we will then talk about all these things. And these are the countries, Great Britain, that decided that 1914, they took away what belongs to us and gave us a different identity. But today, we cannot change their own identity. This is called the City of London, one of the most powerful places in the United Kingdom, and we are right there on the broad Great Tower. When you look at all these statues, it indicates something. This is a dragon, as you can see right there. That's a dragon here. But my people at home do not even understand the meaning of Shango anymore. Atida Shangonu, Atida Oyanu. And this is why we are saying to our people, Nigeria cannot work, because the British Empire that brought the unity of Nigeria, that gave us the 1914 amalgamation, knew what they were doing, because nobody was speaking the same language. We all speak different languages, just as it was done in India, in Pakistan, just as it was done in most other countries. The British government, the British Empire, the monarch system knew exactly that by putting us inside this concussion called Nigeria, there would never be peace, unity among each and every one of us. And that is why everybody is planning to find their way out of Nigeria, because that is the only way you can have at least freedom of speech. It's not that Nigerians are lazy people, not that they are not educated, but 43% of you today don't have a job. So what you do every day, I don't know. You wake up, you sleep, you wake up, you sleep, no job. And when we are saying to our people, is this a way of life? They say to me, shut up, come back home, let's do it together. And I'm saying, I don't literally have to come back home, because in the first place, I run out of Nigeria for a better life myself. And if we refuse to fix the problem now, the problem will still exist. There will still be problem among us even in another 100 years. Nigeria has been due, or Nigeria is due to break up. We should break up without carrying gun and kill each other. It can be done by asking a simple question: do we still want to be part of Nigeria? And that would be a referendum, and everybody go their separate ways. And we split whatever is tying us together, whether it is the resources, whether it is anything. All this can be done, and the names start changing. We bring down the green, white, green, and we start raising the Biafra flag, the Arewa flag, and the Yoruba flag, and any other countries that wants to come out of Nigeria. The Biafra cannot force those that doesn't want to be with them. Likewise, we cannot do the same thing. But today, my people seems not to get the message. What they are saying to me is, you cannot break Nigeria because we have lived together for 63 years. And I'm saying you must be living in a different world entirely. Nigeria cannot be break. Nigeria is at the verge of breakup, and it will eventually break. It doesn't matter today, tomorrow, next week, next Saturday, next year, in 3 years' time, in 4 years' time, in 8 years' time, Nigeria will break. It's as simple as that. Because our people have now got to understand that there's nothing called Nigeria. It is a fabrication. It is the fabrication that was put together in 1914 amalgamation, and that amalgamation has expired. 100 years has been completed. I believe, if I'm right, this building, let me cross the road and let me make sure there's no vehicle coming. From what I was told, that this building belonged to Abacha. This building. Somebody was saying that this particular building, from the beginning up to the end, is for Abacha family. Abacha, the most criminal military dictator that we've ever come across. Once again, this is KOIKIMEDIA Live, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Shout out to all the KOIKIMEDIA fans around the world. And as I always say, if you are not understanding, this is where Nigeria is being controlled from. The city of London. As you can see, this building, I'm told, belongs to Abacha. I'm currently very close to Liverpool Street, not Liverpool. Liverpool is outside London. Liverpool Street, but now, everybody is joking because Nigeria has failed every one of us. I remember in the 90s, in the 70s, up to the 80s, you will see Nigerians, especially our women, trooping down to UK to do shopping and then return back quickly to Nigeria, sell it and come back. Then it was about 1-to-1. But today, 40 years down the line, so many of them have refused to go back home. You know why? Because Nigeria is not working. So area a lot in shopping here is called Liverpool Street. So Liverpool Street was very, very common among Nigerians, because the moment you arrive in Nigeria, you're coming down to buy all these lace and whatever. But what am I saying to our people is that we cannot continue with the structure that Nigeria is. What the British gave us is not what we are even practicing today. What we are being given has failed, and it is time that we talk about it and then think about it and decide the future. And the future is no longer in Nigeria. The future, this building, 155, belongs to Abacha's family, from what I'm told. Once again, you can see a country like Nigeria doesn't think of its security, doesn't think of its people. Not that Nigeria has money. It has a lot of money, because we have been selling crude oil as far back as 1960. But till date, the crude oil has become the increment of the devil, because it is no longer working for any Nigerians. The children are suffering, the widows are suffering, the mothers are suffering, the individuals are suffering, and it seems that everybody's just saying, you know what, the world has a lot of problems, so let's just manage it. But we are saying that it's just a matter of time, and time is very, very important. Breakfast last. Nigeria is at the verge of breakup. As I always say, this is what London looks like all the time. I've shown you this. It's always good to refresh our mind. Stop living in denial. Nigeria. A lot of you that are still thinking that Peter Obi will come back, you're wasting your time. There's nothing like Peter Obi. Peter Obi is as criminal as Atiku and Tinubu. All these Nigerian politicians, just like Ikere-Madu. This is one of our police stations here. I shall say City of London police station. Ikere-Madu. From a lot of people that are saying that he has been sentenced. That news I cannot confirm yet. But by Friday, we will find out whether Ikere-Madu, and how long he has been sentenced for. But for now, BM, they are always on standby, ready to move at any time. So, ready to move at any time. And as you can see, right, you can see that is London for you. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé bó fẹ́ bọ́ kọ̀ àwa la máa borí àwọn ọ̀tá wa, nítorí pé àwọn ọ̀tá tá ń bájà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ rò pé inú Nàìjíríà ló wà. You must be joking. Do you know how many Oyinbo people are praying that Nigeria should not break because Nigeria is their kokobe? Do you know how many people that are in Asian country that are praying that Nigeria should not break because they are part of the increment of the devil stealing the crude oil, your gas, your gold? Do you know how many resources is being stolen out of Nigeria through the black market on a daily basis? Do you know? But my people are there supporting one Nigeria. One Nigeria kill you because one Nigeria is not for me and you. Once again, a very good afternoon, good evening. As I say, we are still on the live transmission. It is the second of this building. I know when they started, and it has now been completed. Ojumilo Shibere, this structure, something gets started, it gets finished. Project gets started, it gets finished. Not in Nigeria. When you start a project in Nigeria, halfway through, money's got stolen, the project got into a mess. All these are new buildings. It doesn't take long. And this is why, Femi Adesina was saying, Buhari provided the enabling environment. No, Buhari did not provide the enabling environment because a country that doesn't have 24 hours electricity, all these buildings, they need electricity to operate them. They don't need generator. No, Lagos can provide its own independent electricity, but the 1999 fraudulent constitution is not going to give you the opportunity. And those of you that are saying, I want to come to London, no, hey, yes, I pray you get to London, but make sure that whatever visa you're coming with, it is not the visa that will not allow you to work. Well, the time you start working, you will make money, but the money will be spent here because there's a lot of bills that you have to end up paying. Once again, it is KOIKIMEDIA, as I always say, bringing the world closer, closer, closer. I bring it closer to you because you will only get to see this if you get a visa to travel to UK. If you don't have a visa, there's no way you can get here. So the best you can see is from KOIKIMEDIA. So at least I carry you closer in London. So, but if you are having a visa, you can also do a tour if you have the time. That is if you are not on a 10-day visit or 1 month visit. But I live here, so I have all the time to do whatever I can do. It has taken me a long process as well. Living in UK for 24 years has been an amazing journey. I can write a lot of books on my journey. The most important part is immigration. If you don't have the right document, you cannot live in this country, okay? You must have the right document, and documentation takes a lot of time. So let me bring it back to my face, a little bit. Once again, shout out to those of you that are watching us around the world. It's a little bit windy. It's a little bit windy out here. Windy tonight. But as usual, you have to dress warm because it's not easy. There's always issue. Yeah. So, as always, we're gonna start winding down. I love you all, and I'll be saying shout out to everyone. Have a very good evening and enjoy the rest of the evening. My name is Alami Koiki, and bye for now.